welcome back. So today I want to talk about something I have relied on across every single career that I've had, and that I do not think entrepreneurs discuss enough. So I've worked in three very different industries: hospitality, healthcare, and client relations. And across all three, one skill has mattered more than any technical knowledge that I have acquired. It's not communication, it's not work ethic, it's not even competence. It's simply whether or not people like you. So in restaurants, I did learn to read a table in 30 seconds and adjust accordingly. The servers who made their tables genuinely enjoy their presence consistently outperformed everyone else. Not because the food was better, but because the relationship was. Now in nursing, patients who liked their care providers were more cooperative and more responsive to treatment. And in client relations, likability turned out to be the variable that explained the results more than anything else. Now, there is a name for this. There is a science behind it. It's actually called the liking principle, and today I want to show you how to use it. So let's get into it. The liking principle comes from Robert Cialdini's book Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, and here's how he frames it. Few people would be surprised to learn that, as a rule, we most prefer to say yes to the requests of someone we know and like. Now, what makes this so actionable is that Cialdini does not stop at this. He actually identifies exactly what causes people to like you. And that's where it gets useful. So the 5 factors he identified, I want you to focus on 3. The ones that are most within your control as an entrepreneur. So number 1, similarity. We like people who are like us, in opinions, background, and lifestyle. As an entrepreneur, this means understanding who your client is before you even ask anything of them. Find the genuine overlap. It does not need to be manufactured. It needs to be noticed. Number 2, compliments. Research and influence shows people respond automatically and positively to praise, even knowing the other person has something to gain. Specifically, genuine recognition builds goodwill faster than almost anything else. If something in a client meeting genuinely impresses you, just say so. Familiarity is the third one. We like what is familiar to us. Repeated positive exposure increases likingness. And for entrepreneurs, this is the argument for consistent visibility. Every touch point builds the foundation for a yes before you even ask for one. So now let me show you what this looks like in practice. And I will use an example straight from the book. Joe Girard holds the Guinness World Record for car sales. For 12 consecutive years is the top salesman in the world. His formula was simple, and Cialdini quotes him directly. Finding the salesman they like plus the price, put them both together and you get a deal. Now, I lived that formula in hospitality. The menu was fixed, the kitchen was the kitchen. The one variable I controlled was the relationship at the table. And I have seen the same dish get a compliment and a complaint on the same night. The difference was never the food, it was the connection. And in healthcare, patients who liked their nurse were simply easier to treat and more engaged in their own care. Now, Cialdini's principle holds because it is just not industry specific, it's human. So what do you actually do with this? Here's my advice. Start with chapter 5 of Influence. It's called The Friendly Thief. If you want to go deeper, Cialdini's follow-up Persuasion covers how to build the conditions for liking before a pitch even begins. Both are evidence-based and genuinely practical. Then audit your first impressions. Are you asking questions before making your case? Are you showing up consistently enough that your name feels familiar before the conversation that actually matters? Entrepreneurs who understand liking do not use it to manipulate. They use it to build trust faster and more durably during their competitors. That is the real advantage. So, I started in a restaurant, I moved into hospital, and I am now in a role where my results are directly tied to my relationships. 3 very different contexts, but the same principle held in every single one. People say yes to people they like. The industry has changed, but the constant never did. Now, Cialdini gave me the language for something I had been practicing without even knowing it. My hope is that this does the same for you. Not a new trick, but a framework you can apply to every professional relationship from here forward. So before your next client meeting or pitch, pick one of Cialdini's, 5 factors and apply it deliberately. Find the similarity, give the genuine compliment, show up more consistently. Pick one, use it, and pay attention to what changes. Then go to read chapter 5, because once you understand the liking principle, you will never look at it at a professional relationship the same again. Now, that is it for today, guys. Thanks for listening. If this was useful, pass it along to someone who might need it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.